And welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center for game number 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Jackson State and Prairie View. JSU comes into this game losers of 2 in a row, but the Tigers still in pretty good shape in the SWAC standings. They are 6-5, and they're playing the top team in the league tonight in PVU at 9-1. Prairie View lost to Texas Southern, which was their first loss of the season. Joining me now, as always, is Don Wansley, former Hines Community College assistant coach and former JSU athletic trainer, and Don is with me. And Don, when you look at this game tonight, Jackson State, the last time these two teams played, led the entire way until about with 3 minutes left in the ball game. What can JSU do to get a win here today?
Well, actually, they need to really play the same way. They need to control the tempo of this game and limit the number of shots that Prairie View gets at the goal tonight. They are going to try to play fast. They want to score, and they want to put pressure on us by making us have to play fast and try to match them in scoring also.
Now, Jackson State lost 2 in a row. They're losers of 2 in a row coming into this game. How does Coach Brent keep this team from being discouraged?
Well, actually, I got to spend a little time with them this week, and Coach kind of took a break, and they just kind of sat back and let the guys get a breather and reevaluate how they were approaching this. So I think they're in good spirits right now, and it's going to be about their effort and energy. So they're going to have to match them everywhere on the energy, get all the loose balls, the 50-50 balls, and make open shots, Rob. I know Prairie View is going to be playing with 1 foot in the paint on us again as far as defense, and every team is going to challenge us to make outside shots the rest of the year.
Now, who needs to step up for Jackson State in order for the team to be successful?
Well, actually, we need Chris, Howard, Lemmy. We need those guys that normally making some outside shots. We need them to make some today. When they get their open looks, we need them to go ahead and take those and be confident in shooting those shots. I think if we just try to play for the drive the whole time, the defense kind of sags in and they kind of just sit there and wait on us. So if we can make a couple outside shots on the elbows and make a couple of threes in the corner today, we should be looking pretty good.
All right, Jackson State again comes into this game, the #1 team in the SWAC in defense, as the Tigers have certainly played well on the defensive effort this season. Now, PVU comes into this game, not a very good free throw shooting team, which could keep JSU in this game tonight.
Definitely, Rob, and we need that. Actually, they have a guard that's playing pretty well, too, and their point guard led the league in assists last year. So we have to watch that. He's not looking to score, but he's looking to get in the paint and kick that ball back out to open shooters. So we have to be ready to close out on those shooters and make those guys drivers, too. We don't want them just out there catching and shooting at the three-point line this evening.
All right, Don, it's always great to have your expert analysis, and we'll see you at halftime, I'm sure. Right? Don't leave me now.
I'm not going anywhere, man. We'll be here.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute break and come back with the starting lineups and the start of tonight's game. We're back after this on the Tiger Sports Network.
Yes, sir.
Man, you didn't go to Prairie View the last time, did you?
Nope. I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it.
Or he was
cutting up.
What Bo Brown doing?
I don't know. If you had the ball, you go, man. I ain't gonna take. Yeah, you can't on that. That's right. No, let's try to get over.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Lee Williams Athletic and Assembly Center for Game 2 of this evening's SWAC doubleheader. Our second contest features the visiting Panthers of Prairie View and your Tigers of Jackson State. And now let's meet this evening's starting lineups. First, the visiting Panthers of Prairie View. A 6'2" senior from Baltimore, Maryland, number 3,
And welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center. PBU being introduced to this crowd tonight as we look at the starters for the PBU Panthers. They will go with Gary Blackston. He's a 6'2" senior out of Baltimore, Maryland. He leads the league in points per game, averaging around 17 a game. Also in the starting lineup, Dennis Jones, a 6'1" senior.
I think those stats they have are incorrect on their website.
Of course. That would be exactly right. Devontae Patterson in the starting lineup. He's a 6'7", 25-pound junior out of Bridgeport, Texas. And Gerard Andrews, a 6'5", 192-pound junior. And they just turned the lights out on me, man. All right. Well, Trey, what does Jackson State need to do to win this game today, man?
We have to come out and bring energy and effort. That's one thing Coach Brent focused on, is that's not something that he should have to coach today, is energy and effort. You're playing against the #1 team in the league, a team that beat you last time when you had complete control of the game the entire game. And again, with Prairie View, you want to make them play in the half court. They want to get out and run. They really want to make the game ugly defensively, force you to turn the basketball over and play fast. You want to take advantage of your transition opportunities. But again, in the half court, force them to have to play offense from side to side and use the shot clock, something they don't want to do. They would rather play quick and fast. They want to play in transition. They want to play without having to run a lot of plays.
All right, the JSU Tigers being introduced to this crowd, a nice crowd on hand on a Saturday night here in Jackson, Mississippi. JSU in their all-white jerseys with the blue numbers and the blue letters Jackson State along the front of the jerseys. In the starting lineup for Jackson State, they'll go with Benji Wallace, a 6'6", 185-pound junior from Houma, Louisiana. Chris Howell, a 6'4", 210-pound senior from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Antelius Ross, a 5'9", 175-pound senior from Jackson. Also, Javius McInnes, the shot blocking leader in the conference. He's a 6'7", 225-pound freshman from Brandon. And the Tigers round out the starting lineup with Lemmy Howard. Lemmy Howard is a 6'7", 205-pound sophomore from Belzoni, Mississippi. Jackson State coached by Wayne Brent. Assistant coaches Kason Burke, Dayswan Dixon, and Ray Johnson, who does everything.
Not quite like Rob J, though.
Yeah.
Rob, they need to put a camera on you while you're doing the radio, and you guys can see he's cutting, editing, baseball coverage, typing up, script, video cameraing, he's filming the game, and he's calling the game.
It's really too much to do, isn't it?
It is.
All right, Javius McInnes in the circle as Jackson State gets the tip, and we are underway. The Tigers operating from right to left. Antelius Ross with the basketball for JSU. Inside to McInnes, and he scores off the bat.
It's a great execution coming out to start the basketball game. A backdoor cut by Chris Howell. He finds Javius McInnes diving to the rim.
Jackson State 2, PV 0. As we are just underway at the AAC. Blackston has it for PBU. Had it stripped away by Ross. And Jackson State with a chance to extend the lead here. Tigers gave it right back up on the turnover. PB, the #1 team in the conference, what a move underneath, but he did not finish for the Panthers. And Jackson State now with a chance to extend the lead. Here come the Tigers now. Ross out high with the basketball. Gives it to Howell from the left side. It's in and out, no good. Jackson State looking fresh to open up this ball game.
Yeah, good short jump shot by Chris Howell. Not known for knocking down jumpers much, but he has to shoot that basketball to loosen up the defense because he can knock down a few of those jump shots.
Here's a shot for three from the top by PBU, no good. Those shots went down in Prairie View, Texas. They may start going down in this game, but hopefully not.
Yeah, you said that last game when they started making shots.
They sure did. I need to keep it shut, don't I? All right, Ross has it for JSU out high with the basketball. Gives it to Lemmy Howard along the right wing. Jackson State working that ball down low, and the official stop play And it will be the Panthers basketball.
Yeah, Chris Howell caught that basketball in the short corner. Went to drive the baseline. Looks like he stepped out of bounds.
PV with the basketball. They trail 2-0 to Jackson State. There's a drive in the lane, and that shot flips around. No good. Rebounded by McInnes with those big, long arms. And Jackson State back in transition. Tigers in the front court. Here's Howell. Had it knocked away, but kept alive by JSU. Ross with the basketball for Jackson State with 17 to shoot. Ross at the top. Howell in the lane. Nice look inside to McInnes, who puts it up. Could not finish, but he was fouled on the play.
Good read by Chris Howell right there, curling the down screen of Javius McInnes. Both defenders went with Chris Howell. He was able to drop a little pocket pass to Javius McInnes at the rim, and he'll get fouled. Javius McInnes needs to finish that. We need more and ones and not shooting 2 free throws at the line.
McInnes at the line, the freshman sensation from Brandon, Mississippi. Tigers 2, PVU nothing. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first half. JSU again with the SWAC's best defense, going up against the top team in the conference in Prairie View. They came out of nowhere to be #1 so far. I really didn't expect that.
I mean, they're a team of guys who really play hard, play well together, and they're well coached. So
what's taking them so long to give McInnes the basketball, man? At the free throw line. Shoots and hits. Jackson State 3. PV nothing. Here's Gary Blackston now. One of the SWAC's leading scorers with the ball. Now the Panthers work it down low, and that shot is blocked by Lemmy Howard. And Jackson State will fight for it, and it's still loose on the floor. Rolls out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers.
Again, it's going to be a heavyweight bout. Both teams are going to be flying all over the place, fighting defensively and loose balls. It's going to be like a train wreck trying to get that basketball.
Gerard Andrus comes out of the ball game for PVU. In the ball game, Chancellor Ellis, a 6'4" senior from Queens, New York. How in the world did he find PVU from Queens, New York?
And he's actually a New Mexico State transfer, and Ellis can really shoot the basketball.
PV in the lane. That shot is up, and it is no good. And PV wants a goal team. Now, the official stopped the play, but what's the call?
There was a foul called on the play on Javius McInnes on the shot of Patterson, and that ball was still bouncing up around the rim, and looks like Javius McInnes snatched it off the rim, not giving it an opportunity because it was the dead play at that point in time.
Javius McInnes is first. The officials say count the basket. One shot for Devontae Patterson.
So at the line for the Panthers, that free throw is no good by Devontae Patterson, and JSU will have the basketball. Peanut gets it into the front court. Lob it to McInnes. Oh, my goodness. And he slams it down. Now, he has to be careful if they call a technical on him because he, again, was swinging on the rim.
They called a technical on him for jawing at Devon Patterson. He was going down the court, jawing at Devontae Patterson of Prairie View.
Wow. McInnes slams it down. Now, he did this on Saturday. Last Monday he slammed it and was kind of hanging on the rim. He was called for a tech. So McInnes called for a tech. And this will send Darius Williams to the free throw line for PVU, and he hits. Now, talking with Coach Brent, and McInnes had 2 technical fouls in that game, but hanging on the rim does not count for like a verbal technical foul.
Right. That technical foul was more of If you didn't say anything, I could have told you what the word for it. But it's not a personal technical foul.
Okay. Who's that sitting next to you?
My little mini-me.
And she is so sweet and so quiet. Unlike somebody I know. So both free throws were made by Darius Williams, and PV now with the basketball and a chance to take the lead. Jackson State led the entire way in Prairie View, Texas, until the final minutes of that ball game. Ball stolen away by Khalil Spencer. Here comes Jackson State. They lost the basketball, and it goes out of bounds as Blackston tried to run it down, and it will stay with Jackson State.
The technical foul that Javius McInnes received for hanging on the rim was an unsportsmanlike technical foul.
Okay.
Which is why it didn't count against him.
So Howell will inbound the basketball. He gets it to Wallace. Wallace double team, almost lost it. Lemmy Howard has it, and they call a jump ball, or do they give it back to Jackson State?
Tigers ball, 25 on the shot clock, 25.
And like I said, Rob, this game is going to be an ugly game. He plays extremely hard. They want to play fast, and they really get after you defensively. And a lot of that is our MO on the defensive end as well, where we really want to get after you and muck up the game, so to speak.
Tigers inbound to Ross. Ross in the front court to our left. Now to Howell. Howell wears number 1. Howell takes a step in the lane. Pulls back with the jumper. No good off the front of the rim. Here come the Panthers now. PV in the lane. That layup is no good. And a foul is called on Jackson State.
And Darius Williams of Prairie View, when he comes into the basketball game, he is looking to score. He is one of their leading scorers off of the bench. And he's looking to attack the rim each and every time he's in the game. He also can shoot the basketball from the outside. Chris Howell tried to take a charge right there, but he was inside the charge circle.
He also shoots free throws well. He's a 73% free throw shooter, and he missed that one.
Good job, Rob.
I still don't see how that plays any role in any of that. All right, McInnes is on the bench as Spencer is in the ball game for the Tigers. Darius Williams from Augusta, GA, taking aim at his second free throw, and he hits. JSU 5, PBU 5. Oh, and a steal off the inbounds, and PB with 3 quick points as they take a 7-5 lead over the Tigers.
And that's careless basketball right there by Peanut. Ross just lost control of an easy pass as PV looks to pick up full court off of made baskets.
Howell at point blank range couldn't finish, and PV got it right back and put it up and in for 2.
And Devontae Patterson crashing the offensive glass, and that's what he does well. Plays with a lot of energy.
PV takes a 9-5 lead here over the Tigers in the first half. Lemmy Howard, who got hot in that last game against Southern, has the basketball. Here, give it to Ross now. 17 to shoot for the Tigers. Jackson State trailing 9-5. 4 minutes gone by here in the first half, and a foul called on PV as Lemmy Howard was making his way to the basket.
Yeah, Lemmy Howard caught that ball right in the mid-post area and wanted to face up on the smaller Darius Williams, went up for the shot and was fouled.
All right, we have a timeout on the floor. Jackson State trailing 9-5 with 15:09 to go. We're back after this on the Tigers Sports Network.
I thought she was watching Peppa Pig, dude.
Place Panthers. Jackson State basketball this season brought to you by Team Logic IT. Small business, protect your computers with Team Logic IT. Visit teamlogicit.com/Jackson, Mississippi. And also Jackson State basketball brought to you by Porter's Insurance. Protection for what matters. 601-355-8471. That's Porter's Insurance. All right, out of the timeout, Lemmy Howard at the free throw line for JSU. Shoots and missed. Lemmy will take aim at his second free throw. The Tigers trailing 9-5 to PVU. Did not trail against the Panthers the entire game until the last minute when they played down in PV. Lemmy again taking aim at his second free throw. And he hits. Lemmy Howard out of Belzoni, Mississippi, known for good old catfish. Do you eat catfish?
I used to.
You used to?
I don't eat it anymore.
Why not?
We'll talk about that later.
Good. That's more for me. All right, PV with the basketball in all purple. Cross-court pass is a shot for three. It's no good. Rebound by Blackston. Blackston turns around, goes back up with it, missed the shot. Spencer has it now for JSU. Jackson State with the basketball in the front court, 2 hour left. Tigers work that ball inside to Spencer. 11 to shoot for JSU. Tigers trying to go inside, and that basket is made, and it's good for JSU.
And that's a great sign to see Justin Johnson being aggressive on the offensive end, catching that basketball and finishing in traffic.
Justin Johnson cuts PVU's lead to 9-8. Here's a three-pointer for PV, no good. Ball tapped around, and it remains with Prairie View. Here's another, well, that was almost a three. They're going to take his dribble inside, and an offensive foul call on Devontae Patterson of Prairie View, and he's arguing with the official about that.
And he was completely out of control, and it looked like Khalil Spencer was down there set to take the charge and in great position to do so. Rob has all these kids walking around here.
But there's some cute little kids. All right, Jackson State will have the basketball as they trail 9-8 to the Panthers. Ball almost stolen away by PV, and it is. Layup is good. What a play by Dennis Jones of the Panthers.
And that's what Dennis Jones does. He's trying to get his hand on basketballs, looking for the steal and the deflection. He's a tough kid.
Peanut Ross in the front court to Johnson, and an offensive foul called on JSU.
And I told you in the beginning, Rob, this is going to be a very physical basketball game, as Prairie View loves to play that style as well as we do in the style of Coach Brent.
PV 11, Jackson State 8. Panthers have the basketball in the front court to our right. Cross-court pass, three-point attempt for PV. It's good.
And that's Gary Blackston, second leading scorer in the conference and the second team All-SWAC player last year.
PV extends to a 14-8 lead over JSU. Here's Wallace inside. He can't get it to go, and he draws the foul. PV players, you know, they argue and fuss with the ref. It's a wonder they don't get any texts, because every time the ref call a foul on them, they're throwing their arms up like, oh, what?
And it's kind of the same as what their coach does. He's going to argue and get on the referee, and their coach is going to be very intense on the sideline. As you can see, he's already came out of his jacket.
Yeah, he did. So at the line for Jackson State is Benji Wallace, the junior from Houma, Louisiana. Benji wears number 0 for JSU, shoots and hits.
William Brown checks in for the Tigers.
Prairie View 14, Jackson State 9. William Brown in the ball game for Jackson State as Peanut Ross comes out. Also in the game, Justin Johnson. Jontel Walker. And Spencer. Gets them both. Jackson State is down now 14-10 to the Panthers. We're here in the first half. Almost stolen away by the Tigers, and it is. Wallace has it, lays it up, and it's partially blocked, and it went out of bounds, and it will go to Prairie View.
Benji Wallace has to finish that transition opportunity. He's out in front of a smaller defender. He has to dunk that basketball home.
And the Panthers will inbound. Blackston in the lane, pulls up with the shot, and it's no good. Rebounded by JSU. Here come the Tigers now as William Brown has the basketball for JSU. Tigers in the front court, 2 hours left. Brown wearing number 24. Gives it to Johnson. Now to Walker. Walker along that right baseline, down low to Spencer. 12 to shoot for JSU. And this is going to be a foul on Prairie View as they just nudged Walker out of bounds.
Prairie View foul on number 0, Chancellor Ellis, his second.
So coming into the game for the Panthers is Antoine Lister. Out goes Chancellor Ellis.
And Lister has been playing extremely well for the Panthers as of late. 14 of 18 from the field in the last 3 ball games and 4 of 7 from the three-point line. He hurt us in the game at Prairie View.
Here's Wallace from the right baseline. It's shot a little bit too long, and it's kept alive by Jackson State. They're going to call a foul on PVU.
Looks like the foul is going to be on Chris Howard.
Wow.
Jackson State is Iwan Ellis corralled the rebound, and Howell fouled him from behind.
So Howell comes out. Lemmy Howard is back in the ball game for JSU. Javius McKinnis with that slam to start the ball game for Jackson State. Picked up a foul, and he has not been back in the ball game. Jackson State fighting for the loose ball, and the Tigers go up with it. Oh, a block by Walker, who was trying to jam it home, and the Panthers now for 3, and it's good. This is a good basketball team, man.
And Prairie View really turning up the pressure defensively as they're on the floor, diving, making plays.
And another steal for the Panthers as they put it in, and the Panthers have opened up a 19-10 lead over Jackson State. Wow. And Coach Brent decides to call a timeout, and we'll take a minute break as well. This is the Tiger Sports Net.
There's a timeout on the floor.
Hey, I told you them boys. Been winners of 9 in a row before last week when they lost a close one to Texas Southern in a game that they controlled the entire game and lost in the last 40 seconds. But they like to get out and play extremely fast. They're not looking to run a lot of plays. They really want to speed you up defensively. And they're a tough set of guys.
They open up a 9-point lead rather quickly against Jackson State. Now the Tigers in the front court. Lemmy Howard for 3. It's no good. Wallace with a rebound. Lost it. Hits the floor. Trying to keep it alive, William Brown has it to Lemmy. Now to Walker. Thought about a three. He was defended well as he had to pull it out and give it to William Brown. Brown, actually that's Walker in the lane. That shot is good.
And that's a good-looking drive by Jontrell Walker, driving to the middle of the floor using the little floater.
PV now trying to respond to Jackson State's basket as the Tigers have cut it to 19-12. It was shot along the left baseline, no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Jackson State in all white. Brown almost had it stolen, but a foul is going to be called against PVU.
Prairie View foul on number 3, Gary Blackston, his first.
10:31 to go in the first half. PV 19, Jackson State 12. At the line for the Tigers. Actually, they will inbound the basketball, get it to Lemmy Howard. Howard with the size advantage and hits the shot from the baseline.
And that's Lemmy Howard's game, shooting the basketball, catching it in the mid-post area, facing up and using his height advantage on most smaller defenders.
If Lemmy Howard gets hot, Jackson State can really reel off some wins. I think he's the X factor for the Tigers. PV in the front court. That shot from the outside for three is good.
And Dennis Jones, who doesn't shoot the basketball particularly well from the three, hits timely shots for Prairie View all the time.
PV 22, Jackson State 14. Brown has it in the front court for the Tigers. Brown in the lane. That shot in and out, no good. Lemmy Howard with the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Both good-looking plays. First by Brisby Brown getting in the paint, missing the short jumper, but Lemmy Howard fighting on the offensive glass and able to get the putback.
Lemmy Howard cuts the lead to 22-16. Jackson State trails here in the first half. Here's Dennis Jones. He'll kick it out to Antoine Lister. Back to Jones. Now Lister for three. It's no good this time. Rebounded by Lemmy. He hits the floor, but he manages to get the ball into the hands of Justin Johnson. Tigers in the front court. They trail 22-16. William Brown with it for Jackson State. Brown on the dribble, 8 to shoot. Brown in the lane, off balance shot is good, and Brown was fouled on the play.
Looks like they're going to call a charge, but he looked to be in the charge circle. A great-looking drive by Brisby Brown. I'm not sure.
Coach, that's exactly what Coach Brent is saying, that he was in the circle. Wow. That was a fantastic move by Brown. He scored, thought he was going to have an and one, but to no avail. PV with the basketball. PV in their purple jerseys, gray numbers. As they go up with the shot, no good. And it went out of bounds, and it will be Jackson State's basketball.
And, Rob, you got to love this type of basketball game. These two competitive basketball teams, two competitive coaches who carry the same style of play. And this is really just a headbutt by two hard-nosed teams.
Panthers come away with a steal again and a layup by Dennis Jones, and PV extends to a 24-16 lead. Nice look to Lemmy Howard, who throws it down for Jackson State.
And that play was made by the throw-ahead pass from Jontrell Walker to Benji Wallace, who wasted no time beating the back defender.
Tigers down 6, 24-18, coming up on 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Turnaround jumper from the right elbow by PV, no good. Went out of bounds, and it will be Jackson State's basketball. Timeout on the floor, 7:59 to play. Tigers on the dogfight now with Prairie View trailing 24-18. We're back after this 1-minute break on the Tigers Sports Network.
He just sent Andrews to the locker room.
You what now?
They coach just sent one of their best players to the locker room.
Yeah, coach?
Yeah. Their third leading scorer, he just sent him to the locker room.
Sent him hurt or angry?
Nah, angry. Coach just sent him to the locker room. I told him and Coach Brent just alike now.
And welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center here on the campus of Jackson State University. This is game number 2 of our doubleheader between Jackson State and Prairie View. The Tigers trail 24-18 out of that timeout here in the first half. Jackson State shooting 48% from the floor on 7 of 15 shooting. PV shooting 40% on 9 of 22 shooting. But they have knocked down some threes in this ball game. Here's Brown with a step, no good. Rebound to PV. Dennis Jones. Three-pointer for the Panthers is good by Darius Williams.
Good-looking drive by Brisby Brown. He's got to finish that because when he doesn't finish, that's what it leads to for PV. It feeds them into their offensive transition.
PV, the leading three-point shooting team in the conference, as they have opened up a 27-18 lead. Jackson State trying to get back on track. Tigers have lost 2 in a row to Southern and to Alcorn. Dennis Jones with the basketball for PV at the top. Working against Brisby. Pulls up with a jumper, and it is short out the front of the rim, but the rebound goes to Blackston. He'll get it to Darius Williams. Williams for 3, and he hits again.
Darius Williams can really score the basketball coming off the bench for PV. Early on in the season, he was a double-figure scoring average player for them. He's dropped down below double figures now because his minutes have decreased a little in conference play.
Tigers throw it away again. PV with a 12-point lead, looking to add to it. And a travel, actually,
looks like an intentional foul called on Khalil Spencer as he grabbed Tyshawn Johnson on the drive. And again, back to Darius Williams. He's a JUCO transfer who averaged 18.1 points a game in JUCO last season. Played at Parrish Junior College, so he's a guy that can come in and score the basketball quickly. A few games ago against Alabama State, he only played 12 minutes, but he had 12 points. So a point-a-minute type of guy, and that's what he's looking to do when he comes in the basketball game.
So the Panthers go to the line after that intentional foul on Spencer. First free throw is good, and Tyshawn Johnson hits them both. Prairie View extends to a 32-18 lead. These fans here are super quiet. And after those free throws, PV will get it off the inbounds. Prairie View 32, Jackson State 18. JSU comes into this game the ranked last in the conference in scoring. So you can't let PV get out to a big lead on you. Jackson State doesn't do well in playing from behind. Now, they did it against Alcorn here to get that win.
Now, the one thing about PV is if they get out to a large lead, they will allow you back in the game because they play so wild and reckless, as you pointed out.
Yeah. Right on point. And they throw the ball away. Coming into the ball game for the Panthers, Erwin Ellis. He's a 6'7" senior from Fort Worth, Texas. Brisby on the floor for Jackson State. Ross, Benji Wallace, Johnson, and Lemmy Howard. They are your Jackson 5. Here's Wallace in the front court to William Brown. Brown, cross-court pass, almost had it stolen away, but kept alive by Ross. 15 to shoot now for Jackson State. Ross being played by Antoine Lister. 7 to shoot for JSU. Johnson has to put it up. 3 to shoot. Ross for 3, no good. Lemmy Howard keeps it alive with the offensive rebound.
Great job right there by Lemmy Howard, and he's playing a terrific game here in the first half.
He certainly is. He is flying all over the floor. Jackson State down 32-18 here in the first half to Prairie View. Prairie View only lost one game this season, an offensive foul called on Ross. More acting than anything, but the foul nonetheless.
You know, Ross dribbled himself into no man's land. Got to be aware of what's going on the floor and personnel as well.
5:45 left to go here in the first half. A swiftly moving first half here at the AAC. Jackson State's last lead was 5-4. Since then, it has been all Prairie View. Panthers, another three-point attempt, and it's good. Wow.
And Dennis Jones, the point guard for Prairie View, is making all of this go. He is splitting traps out top, passing the basketball with a flair, and really making things happen. And again, off another turnover from Jackson State. Prairie View looking to run.
Here's Blackston in the lane. Kicks it out. They swing it around. Dennis Jones for three. It's in and out. No good, but PV with the offensive rebound. That shot was blocked, and Jackson State will have the basketball. In the ball game for the Tigers, Jesse Love.
A Murrah High School graduate.
Oh, my goodness. He's surrounded by Mustangs. Tigers don't want this one to slip away. They're in trouble right now, trailing 35-18 for the top team in the SWAC. 5 to shoot. They have to put it up here. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Brisby has the fire, and he missed it. And that's a shot clock. Bauer did hit the rim. So PV with the basketball. Three-pointer for the Panthers. Good night. This is insane. Darius Williams with another 3, and the Panthers with a 38-18 lead, and Coach Brent calls a timeout, and we'll take a 1-minute break as well. PV 38, Jackson State 18. This is the Tigers Sports Network. Let me see what Ed put that commercial at. And we're back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Not looking good right now for Jackson State. In the early goings of this ball game, PVU just hitting three-pointer after three-pointer. Jackson State basketball this season brought to you in part by Porter's Insurance Agency, a firm of proven professionals. Call 601-355-8471. 4:19 to go. Out of the timeout, Wallace goes in the lane, missed the shot, but he draws the foul. Javius McKinnis also back in the game for Jackson State. Darius Williams of the Panthers with 18 points already here in the first half. He has hit 5 three-pointers on somebody else's floor.
18 points in 12 minutes for Darius Williams. And that's what's in the scouting report about him, is he is looking to score the basketball. He will be highly aggressive when he comes into the ball game, and that's exactly what he's done here tonight.
Wallace at the line for Jackson State hits the free throw, and the Tigers trim the lead to 19 at 38-19. Wallace hits them both. The lead is down to 18. Prairie View 38, Jackson State 20. The Panthers certainly have opened this game up. Here's another three-point attempt, and it is good. This is Blackstone.
And the Panthers are just spreading us out, playing off the dribble drive in their ball movement on the kickouts. If they don't have the initial shot, they're finding the open man very quickly.
Wallace called for an offensive foul, and it goes from bad to worse for Jackson State.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that call. Blackston was falling backwards before Benji Wallace even contacted him.
Another timeout on the floor with 3:47 to go. The Panthers have opened this thing up. They lead it 41-20. We're back after this 1-minute break on the Tiger Sports Network.
Oh, that's not a media. They just had a media.
All right, we're back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Jackson State trailing 41-20 to the Prairie View Panthers. As we resume play, foul called on Benji Wallace of Jackson State.
Well, no foul on that play. It shouldn't have been a reset of the shot clock, and so the referees were trying to get that together.
Here's another three-point attempt for the Panthers. No good this time. Phew, finally. Rebound by JSU. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Jackson State down 21 points to the Panthers. Tigers working that ball around the perimeter, 8 to shoot. Lemmy Howard for 3, and it's good.
Good looking jump shot by Lemmy Howard with the defender hanging all over him. Again, his height playing advantage, able to knock that shot down and see over the defender.
What a block by McKinnis as Jackson State has it in transition ahead to Wallace, and a foul is going to be called on PVU. But what a block by McKinnis. He pinned that against the backboard.
Javius McKinnis being in the ballgame changes the entire dynamic for Prairie View. That's a rim protector and a guy back there that's going to really put some fear in your heart when you come into the basket.
So at the line for Jackson State is William Brown, known as Brisby. Now, what does Brisby mean?
Brisby is his middle name.
Oh, I thought it was a name that was made up. Brisby. So why do you guys call him Brisby by his middle name?
That's what he wants to be called.
Okay, I was about to say, now, if his middle name was something like, Travis or something, you can call him that. But Brisby, you want to call him something. All right, so Brisby at the line for Jackson State. Tigers trail 41-23. The official mopping up the floor. Nice crowd on hand here at the AAC on this Saturday night. Cheerleaders here tonight.
I'm missing the Sonic Boom tonight. I need to know why the Sonic Boom is not in here tonight.
I think they may be on assignment somewhere. Brisby missed a free throw. Here come the Panthers. Under 3 to go here in the first half. PV has opened this game up. They lead 41-23. That shot no good, but Blackston with the offensive rebound went back up with a shot. Missed it. Jackson State will have the basketball. Brisby in the front court to Benji Wallace. Wallace to Brisby near the JSU logo with 20 to shoot. Jackson State operates in the front court, 2 hours left. Lemmy Howard almost lost that basketball, and the Tigers do. Tigers turn it over. The Panthers with it. Finger roll is good. Wow, that's Darius Williams.
And it looked like it should have been a carrying call. Darius Williams used a head fake at the three-point line, but he went underneath the basketball.
Lemmy Howard with an air ball. PV with the basketball. Tigers down 20. Here's Dennis Jones. And they're going to call a foul on Jackson State as Jones was making his move to the basket.
Tiger foul, William Brown. Second.
This PVU team has just jumped out on Jackson State, and they have not looked back. So PV will go to the free throw line as Brown picks up his second foul. At the line for the Panthers, Dennis Jones, a 6'1" senior from Fort Worth, Texas. He shoots 35% from the free throw line, and he hits that.
And this kid, Dennis Jones, you can't look at stats when you're trying to judge how to play him. The kid is a gamer. I mean, I've seen him play numerous times on film as well as the last time we played him in person. And what he does on the basketball floor can be put into stats.
So PV making a few changes as Tyler Singleton comes in. Tayshaun Johnson is out. And we have a cute little fan dancing in the stands.
My little one.
Oh, okay. Wow, Jones hits them both. PV extends to a 45-23 lead over Jackson State. A steal by Dennis Jones and a layup. This is getting out of hand now. PV 47, Jackson State 23. Tigers in the front court as Javius McKinnis stops the bleeding for the moment. PV 47, Jackson State 25. And the Panthers call a timeout with 59 seconds to go. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back after this on the Tiger Sports Network. Out of the timeout, Prairie View with another three-pointer. They have scored 50 points here in the first half as they lead Jackson State by 25 points with 41 seconds to go.
I mean, Dennis Jones is really running the ship for the Panthers. Coach Brent sent the trap early out of that timeout to try to mess up the out-of-bounds play that Prairie View may have drawn up. And Dennis Jones split the double team and found the wide open hot man for Prairie View, Darius Williams, for the sixth three-pointer of the first half.
Your cousin Tayshaun Johnson committed that foul, and Peanut Ross at the line hits them both. And Jackson State trails 50-27. PV has been red hot in the first half, especially from beyond the arc. 25 seconds to go, 12 to shoot for the Panthers. Dennis Jones working against Love. That shot blocked by Javius McKinnis. You ain't gonna shoot that over Javius. Lemmy Howard skips in the lane, had it poked away, keeps it alive as Howell scores for the Tigers.
Good transition basket.
Tigers down 50-29. A deep three here. He's not going to make this. And that will end the first half. Wow, a big, big first half for Prairie View. And your thoughts before you go head to the locker room, Trey?
Well, Prairie View brought the fight. They did exactly what we thought they were going to do. They brought the fight to us and came in here and really punked us in a sense here in the first half. And now it's about us regrouping at halftime and really checking ourselves as individuals, as players, as a coaching staff, and really coming out and playing with the energy and effort that you have to play with to be a championship caliber team.
All right, at the half, Jackson State trails Prairie View 50-29. We're back with our Zaxby's halftime report after this 2-minute break on the Tiger Sports Network. It was good, too. There's still a few left on the Zaxby's.
He ate it all.
Who it is here? Who it is here, Don?
Huh?
Who it is here making this shot? Is that 23?
Yeah, that's who it was, Johnson.
Johnson, okay.
Yeah.
Justin Johnson. And welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center. We're at the half. Jackson State trailing the Panthers of Prairie View 50-29. I want to let you know that the I-55 Pizza Hut location is currently hiring for shift managers, delivery drivers, and cooks immediately. All college students and general applicants are encouraged to apply online and at jobs.pizzahut.com. Walk-in interviews will be conducted at the store every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. Please ask to speak to Greg May for more information. And joining me once again is Don Wosley. And Don, you watched that first half. It started out pretty good with that lob by Javius McKinnis, and after that it all went downhill.
Yeah, it went downhill. Actually, they have two guys that are doing pretty well for them, Dennis Jones and Darius Williams. They're combined for 36 points right now. Williams is 7-9 from the field, and he's 6 or 7 from three. Jones is 5 for 10 from the field. So we're looking at what they're doing. They're penetrating in on us, and then they're kicking that ball back out to those open shooters. And these guys are knocking down these shots. They're shooting at a very high percentage. They have 9 of 16 from the three-point line, man. And really, that's a game worth of three-pointers that they have in the first half on us, man. So
you mentioned Darius Williams. He has 23 points in the first half. He has 6 three-pointers in the first. How do you slow him down, man?
You really have to assign a man to him that just stays with him the whole time and really just not let him touch the ball right now because he's in a good rhythm right now. And we have one person that's really playing that kind of way, too, for us right now is Lemmy Howard. So Lemmy's taking control, trying to make some shots. He has 10 points right now, and he's being aggressive with his shot. The other guys are kind of being timid with looking for their shot right now, and they need to be kind of like Lemmy and go ahead and just take a real good aggressive shot. Also, they're trying to take charges on us. So they're standing down there around that circle, and they're taking those charges. So we need to be able to just pull up and shoot a little run or floater right there and make shots right there, too.
All right, Don, at the half, Jackson State trailing the Panthers 50-29. We'll have more halftime analysis on the Zaxby's at the half report after this 2-minute break on the Tiger Sports Network.
We can't score, Rob.
I know, man.
That's
That's the main thing.
Yep.
But Lemmy is doing good, though.
Yep. And see, they shoot 56% from the three-point, man. They're just, and they're making their free throws. They 77% from from free throw line. For a team that really doesn't shoot them well, they shooting them well right now.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
also, we turning this ball over too. Look, they got points off turnover. They got 20. We done turned the ball over 12 times.
Good night.
And they got 9 steals.
Yeah, some got to.
Yeah. Really, our offense is helping them score. That's what's going on, too. We just not scoring, so we're not making them uncomfortable by not scoring.
I'm trying to send these highlights back.
So you ahead of the game already on that, huh?
Yeah, I just shot a few.
Yeah.
First few.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be too many more. If you got that dunk and stuff.
Yeah, I got that.
That's about it for us tonight. And then he get kicked right out the game because he keep looking at the dude.
He got a check.
Yeah, that's what happened when he dunked it.
Yeah.
Then he looked at the dude. He kept looking at it. Then he said something. Then they tried to let him make it, but they went on called it.
And we are back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Rob J. Don Walsley here at the Zaxby's at the half report. The Tigers trail Prairie View 50-29. And Don, during the break, we were talking about points off turnovers, where PVU is really dominated in that stat.
Yes, they have 20 points off turnovers, and we have 0 points off turnovers. Actually, they have 9 steals right now, and we've turned the ball over 12 times. So that's really kind of out of our character. That's probably around the total that we normally have for a game is around 12 to 14 turnovers a game. So there's some adjustments that we have to do. They are pressing us, so they're trying to speed us up and make us throw those long passes where they can try to intercept those passes and get back down here and get easy baskets and layups and stuff. So they've been able to dictate the pace of this game to get to 50 points so far.
You know, in the pregame show, we talked about Lemmy Howard stepping up, and he has done that.
He has.
But he is like one of the few Tigers to really show some life. Benji Wallace with only 4 points in the first half. Chris Howell with only 2 points. Who else needs to come out? Everybody?
Well, yeah, everybody. And then McKinnis is doing well on rebounding and being on the weak side, and he's putting the ball back off in there and dunking the ball back off in there. But we need our perimeter guys. We need John Troyer to knock down a couple of shots. We need William Brown to knock down a shot when he's out there, Jesse Love and Benji Wallace. We need those guys knocking down some jumpers, man. And they just got to play free and be aggressive and try to get some steals out here. Try to pick up our tempo on defense, and hopefully we can eliminate some of these easy baskets that they're getting.
All right, Jackson State trailing 50-29. We'll take another 2-minute break and come back. This is the Tiger Sports Network. back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Jackson State trailing the Panthers of Prairie View 50-29 at the half. And Don, it looks bleak right now, but can the Tigers make a run here in the second half?
Well, hopefully that we can make this run. Hopefully Prairie View won't shoot the high percentage that they did from three-point land in the second half. They're shooting right at 56%. And if we can run them off that three-point line, I'd rather see them going at the goal trying to make a difficult layup right now or drive to the goal than they're actually catching that ball out there. But their guard is getting into this paint. We have to cut down those drives, and we really just have to close out on those shooters and make them run off that three-point line, make them drivers the rest of the game. And then we just have to take some threes and go ahead and take our chances with taking some of those long shots right now. We need to do that too.
Fans, I don't really think they know what we do up here, man.
No. I think we think we up here just talking to ourselves up here, man.
So we just had a fan. He showed me a sign that said, "I need a puzzle." So am I supposed to leave my post?
Yeah, and go get them a puzzle, man. Hey, well, I think everybody's hoping for the best for us in the second half here, and we all pulling for the guys to kind of turn this around here. And it's going to be an energy thing. They kind of were beating us on our hustle plays. What we need to do the first 4 to 5 minutes of this second half, we need to just give everything we got to cut into this lead. If we can get it down to about 12 with under maybe 12 minutes left in this game, we'll have a chance, where you can make 1 or 2 shots to get it down to single digits. So that's what we want to do. We want to just chip away at this thing. We won't have any 25-point plays or anything going on out here. So we just need to chip away at the lead, and hopefully we can get them in foul trouble or some things like that could kind of change the game around too. So, and hopefully they're feeling that they've already beaten us too, and that they'll kind of relax and get comfortable with the situation, and we can make that run that we need to run.
Which is you're exactly right about that, because Prairie View, they're a team that when they get a big lead, they kind of relax. That's been their MO, so hopefully that will be the case here in the second half.
Definitely, and you can kind of feel they think they've already beaten us. And our guys cannot buy into that and to think that we've already lost this game. I mean, Duke made a big comeback the other day that was pretty much around this same amount. So you can make this run. Just like they made shots in the first half, we need to make shots in the second half and limit them.
And PVU did have a 23-point lead over Texas Southern a few weeks ago, and Texas Southern came back to beat them. Yeah.
So they will let a lead go. They will get kind of complacent with their lead. We need them to be that way tonight.
Absolutely. All right, we see some celebrities in the house. We see Vernon Perry in the house. Vernon Perry is in the house, Jackson State legend. What's going on, Vernon?
How you doing?
So we got Boots. Well, let me ask you something. We got Vernon Perry. Vernon, so what brings you out today?
Oh, man, I got history right here. I got my master's degree from Prairie Vies A&M. Yeah, I finished school, Rob. Yeah. Half and half. I'm Jackson State and Prairie View.
I did not know that he went to Prairie View.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know that.
I coached up there for 9 years.
Okay, he coached at Prairie View for 9 years. Okay, well, it's always good to see you, Vernon. Yes, sir. All right. Well, we're going to take a 1-minute break and come back with the start of the second half. Don, great job as always, man. Thank you so much.
All right.
We're back after this. Check. Can you hear me?
Check, yeah. You saw Valley beat Alcorn?
As we get set to start the second half of play, Jackson State trailing Prairie View 50-29. The Panthers with the basketball as we open up the second half. Here's a finger roll in his cage, just picking up where he left off, man.
And Darius Williams, who did not start the basketball game, had 23 in the first half, starting the second half, and he picks up right where he left off.
Jackson State in the front court, and the Tigers throw it away. Wow.
They're just tougher than we are right now. I mean, they want this game more. They're playing harder, and they're having fun at doing so. And we have to respond. The thing about Prairie View is they will allow you back in this ball game.
PV 52, Jackson State 29. Another block by McKinnis, but a foul is going to be called. Foul is on Benji Wallace.
Benji Wallace is back.
I have not seen Jackson State look like this all season. At the line for the Panthers is Dennis Jones. Misses the free throw. PV 52, Jackson State 29. Quincy Coleman. PV now 53, Jackson State 29. Former Jackson State football star Quincy Coleman walking around with his family. Good to see him here at the arena. Benji Wallace falls down with the basketball, and they call it jump ball, and the possession arrow goes to Jackson State.
The way Prairie View is playing defense, I mean, it's hard to describe and you not be here. I mean, it's completely frantic. They're trapping from all over the floor just at any opportune time.
Jackson State in the front court to our right. Howell in the lane, misses the shot, and they're going to call goaltending on PVU, or is this on Jackson State? Interference.
It's going to be on Javis McInnes on the follow. They're saying the ball was in the cylinder. So there's going to be offensive basket interference.
Wow. Jackson State just continues to shoot itself in the foot every way they can. Tigers trailing 53-29. PV by 24 points.
We're just allowing them, sorry, Rob. We're just allowing them to do what they want to do.
So Ross, in the meantime, comes down and scores. Panthers lead is 55-31.
There's no resistance from our defense right now. They're moving the ball, attacking at all angles, however they want to attack.
Jackson State down by 24 points. Wallace working that left baseline, went out of bounds, and it will stay with Jackson State. In other games across the SWAC, on the men's side, Texas Southern leading Grambling 57-47. Alabama State all over Alabama A&M. We're actually barely leading Alabama A&M 55-52 in the second half. Mississippi Valley defeated Alcorn 78-68. And Southern and Pine Bluff a little bit later. Tigers lose the ball again. And a foul is going to be called on Lemmy Howard. Wow.
It's actually a good foul on Lemmy because Dennis Jones was headed to that basketball and nobody was out in front on the Jackson State defense.
Jackson State down 24 points. That's the largest margin the Tigers have been down against any team in the conference this year. Ooh. Peanut Ross hits the floor as Devontae Patterson knocks him down.
And the Jackson State big has got to call that screen out. If I'm Peanut Ross, I am extremely animated with whoever that big defender was. He's got to let Peanut Ross know where that screen is coming from.
Tigers down 24, 55-31. 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Howell has it. He's double teamed, in trouble. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will stay with Jackson State. Byron Smith puts his coat back on. I think he's content. And he thinks this may be over. But not yet. Here's Wallace. Went in with the layup. Shot was blocked. And a foul called on PV.
Good play by Chris Howell finding Benji Wallace, but Benji Wallace has to finish that lay-in even with the contact.
So Benji Wallace at the free throw line for Jackson State, a 6'6", 185-pound junior from Houma, Louisiana, transferred in from the University of New Orleans. Wallace wears number 0 for Jackson State, shoots the free throw and hits. Tigers trim the lead to 23, trailing 55-32. Wallace takes a few dribbles, spins at the free throw line, shoots, and hits them both. And the lead is down to 22. All right, a missed shot by PV, but a foul called on Jackson State. It's an 8-possession game.
I totally disagree along with the fans here with that call. Devontae Patterson is just being animated. That shot was missed, and Javius McInnes had already rebounded. And because Devontae Patterson went to the floor, they called a foul.
That's the 3rd foul on Javius McInnes. As this will put Devontae Patterson at the line, a 69% free throw shooter. He shoots and hits. PV 56, Jackson State 33. Prairie View in their purple jerseys with the gold and gray trim along the sleeve or the shoulder and the gray numbers. Will you say those are gray numbers?
Dingy numbers.
All right, Jackson State in all white as they get it across the timeline over to McInnes, lobbing it to Lemmy Howard, and he's tapped out of bounds. Tigers down 56-33 as PV inbounds the basketball. JSU has shown no signs of getting back into this ball game. Darius Williams with it for the Panthers to Dennis Jones. Jones wears number 11 for PV. Shoots another 3 from way outside, no good. McInnes with the rebound for the Tigers.
Tigers are going to have to take advantage of transition opportunities.
Chris Howell went in with the layup but was fouled on the play. And that foul is going to be called against Blackston. Gary Blackston, one of the SWAC leading scorers.
And the thing about this ball game, Gary Blackston has not done much, hasn't had to do much with the emergence of Darius Williams off the bench and the high-level play of Dennis Jones as far as scoring the basketball. So Blackston only 2 of 7 in the ball game with 6 points. Came into the game averaging 15 points a game.
Chris Howell at the line for the Tigers. 1 of 2 free throws as PV's lead is 56-34 now. 3.5 minutes gone by in the second half. The Panthers have not relinquished this lead. The ball loose on the floor. That's going to be a foul right there. That foul is going to be called against Darius Williams as he knocked over Benji Wallace on the floor. Now, PV's Darius Williams remains on the floor holding his ankle. It just may be a cramp.
Looks like he's cramping in the calf muscle area.
So he's in a lot of pain for the Panthers. He has hurt Jackson State in this ball game. He's in double-digit figures. He had 23 points at the half.
And scored the first basket of the second half.
Wow. So we have an injury timeout on the floor. And we'll take a 1-minute break as well. The Panthers lead at 56-34. Back after this on the Tigers Sports Network. Okay, I am done with this now.
Finally done with your homework.
Okay.
Oh, you sent this over for the 10 o'clock news?
Yes.
Why you got to send it in so early if it ain't over with yet? If the game ain't over with?
It's we're going to stay for the whole game. We're going to show the whole game highlights.
No, not the whole game, but you don't have the outcome.
We just say, I mean, that's how you do it.
Oh, you send in the video first, and then you'll just...
Yeah, then you can just say, they were going to win, or they were lose.
I got you.
You know.
Yeah, I'm tripping. It is only 6:50.
Yeah, the earlier the highlights come in, the better. So you can work on something else.
Yeah.
All right, Peanut. Out of that timeout, Peanut Ross steps in the lane and hits the jumper. Jackson State has cut the lead to 20. And the Panthers with the basketball is blocked by McKinnis as Jackson State tries to save it, and the Tigers will have it. So Jackson State now on a run, trailing by 20, 56-36, and we have another timeout on the floor. We'll take a 1-minute break after this on the Tiger Sports Network.
Tiger basketball greats. From the women's side, please join me in welcoming all-time leading scorer, Rosalind Spann.
What'd you say, Bill?
And from the men, his game was so fly, he was nicknamed Mr. Tool. Please welcome Ryan Lethbridge.
I know. Is he still playing?
No.
I mean, he don't pick up nowhere.
Oh, he gonna play some pickup basketball there.
And we are back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Rob J. Trey Johnson bringing you the play-by-play story. Jackson State in big trouble right now as they trail the Panthers 56-36, but still plenty of time in the ball game. 15 minutes to go here in the second half. So out of the timeout, Jackson State with the basketball. Tigers in the front court to our left. I'm sorry, to our right. That shot from the right baseline, no good. Rebounded by McKinnis. Wallace has it now as they fight for the loose ball. Ross in the lane, skips, puts it up off the glass, no good. It goes out of bounds, and it will be PV's basketball.
Javius McKinnis extending offensive possessions, and that's what he does well as he hits the offensive glass and able to give us multiple opportunities at the rim.
Do the Tigers have another run in them before things get out of hand? A steal by the Tigers. And a slam by Wallace.
And that's what it's going to take. Pressure coming back at PV.
Jackson State has cut it to 18 at 56-38. Another steal by JSU. And the officials stop play for the moment. And they're going to call a foul on Ross.
Tigers trapping at the perfect time as Dennis Jones crossed into the front court.
So Ross picks up his second foul for Jackson State. Tigers down 56-38. They trail by as many as 24 in this ball game. The Panthers have it in the front court to our left. Dennis Jones on the dribble. Jones in the lane. Ooh, Javius McKinnis blocked it out of bounds. Do they call a foul on Javius? Oh, my goodness.
Javius McKinnis sent that ball into the third row of the bleachers on Dennis Jones' drive. I'm not sure where the contact came.
McKinnis is not going to let any shot go down in the lane like that. So the free throw is missed by Jones. Score remains PV 56, Jackson State 38. McKinnis comes out of the ball game with 4 fouls. Well, you don't want him out of the game, but that is the reality of it. Jones hits one of 2 free throws to make it 57-38 PVU.
And that's definitely going to hurt with him out of the basketball game. No rim protector back there. And you best understand that Prairie View knows that all too well.
Another foul on Jones. That's his second. PV's lead is 57-38. JSU inbounding the basketball with 14:20 left. Howell has it for JSU. Lemmy Howard. Now Johnson from the outside. Shot no good. Rebounded by Blackston.
And that's a good-looking shot from Justin Johnson. You got to take that shot. A nice up fake from the three-point line and a one-dribble pull-up. That ball was down halfway and came out.
Panthers by 20. Good steal by Ross. Jackson State in transition. Ahead to Lemmy Howard. Howard puts it up. And it is good. It was blocked, but it still went in for the Tigers.
And that's what Jackson State has to do. Take advantage of transition opportunities.
PV coming right back down the floor, and they score. PV 59, Jackson State 40. It's a 19-point lead. Still plenty of time if they can just get it to 10. Here's Wallace going all the way in. Missed a shot, but he drew the foul.
And again, Benji Wallace attacking the rim through the press, but he has to finish those shots. Those are complete game changers if he's going to the line just to shoot one and able to complete three-point plays with the clock stopped.
So at the line, Benji Wallace of Jackson State. Free throw is good. He's a really good-looking free throw shooter. PV 59, Jackson State 41. Make it 42 as Wallace hits them both. So hold on, it's not quite over yet. Again, Jackson State, the best defensive team in the conference. Applying the pressure here as PV gets it into the front court. Ten to shoot now for the Panthers. As Tayshawn Johnson has it out high. Now they go inside to Blackston, who scores over Johnson.
Peanut Ross overplaying Blackston on the wing, and he's able to go back door and finish at the rim.
PV 61, Jackson State 42. Nice move by Howell as he scores inside.
Howell attacking the rim. That's when he's at his best. It's on the attack. Able to get in, knife through the defense, and score at the rim.
Panthers turn it over on the travel. Jackson State making a run now, trailing 61-44. Tigers down 17. They've trailed by as many as 24. 12:33 to play here in the second half. Howell hits the floor, and a foul is called on the purple and gold.
And that foul with 12:29 left in the ball game is huge for the Tigers, as that'll put them in the bonus.
At the line for Jackson State is Chris Howell. Elsewhere in the conference, Grambling trailing Texas Southern 64-55. Alabama A&M trailing Alabama State 55-52. and Valley defeats Alcorn 79-68. Howell 1 of 2 from the line, making it 61-45. It's a 16-point lead for the Panthers, making it an 18-point lead.
They just broke the press with ease. Tigers trying to return the favor of speeding up Prairie View the way that they sped us up.
And the ball is stuck between the backboard and the rim. We've seen that about 3 times this year.
But that ball was touched by, looked like a Prairie View.
So they call it a jump ball, and they give it to Prairie View on the possession.
Yeah, anytime the ball gets stuck in the side of the rim, it's going to be a jump ball.
Under 12 minutes to go here in the second half. The Panthers 63, Jackson State 45. Dennis Jones to Gerard Andrews. Back to Jones for 3. Shoots over Howell. It's no good. Rebound Jackson State. Here's Wallace to Lemmy, who tries to throw it down. It was partially blocked, and it was missed. So that would have had the fans on their feet had Lemmy made that one.
And I'm not sure if Lemmy was contacted by the defender. But again, transition opportunities, the Tigers, we have to take care of transition opportunities and take advantage of them.
Dennis Jones working against Peanut. 10 to shoot for the Panthers. Over to Gerard Andrews, and he hits the 3.
And Dennis Jones is just controlling this basketball game from start to finish so far. He's making everything go for the Panthers.
Panthers by 21 now, 66-45. Lemmy at the top for Jackson State. 11 to shoot for the Tigers. Ross has it out near the JSU logo, 7 to shoot. He has to put it up, shoots the 3, it's no good. Rebound by Howell, he puts it up along the right side of the baseline, and it's good.
Chris Howell attacking the glass and being more aggressive and more assertive here in the second half.
Lead down to 19. Jones in the lane, missed a shot. They fight for the loose ball, picked up by the Panthers. 3 from the left baseline. Is this their Jim? Good night. They're not missing any threes tonight.
And they're just beating us to every single loose ball, every tip. Again, they're just tougher than we are and playing tougher than we are at this point. And that's not something that you see from a Coach Brent basketball team.
Absolutely not. So a foul inside as Wallace was making his move to the basket. 9:49 to go in the second half. PVU in full control, leading Jackson State 69-47. We'll take another 1-minute break and come back on the Tiger Sports Network.
Might get this sleep. I know he is. Y'all going back tonight? Y'all don't want to stay? I'll take y'all back tomorrow. Huh? You got clothes at Granny House, don't you? I got none. Man, I could have took y'all back tomorrow in the morning. What's ain't got to be at school?
Steeple Investment, Porter's Insurance, Team Logic IT, Hope Credit Union, Pizza Hut, Bolden Body Shop, McCullum Physical Therapy, and TCL Financial and Tax Services, where at TCL, they just don't do taxes, they know taxes. They have 4 locations that gladly serve you in the Jackson area, 2 in Jackson, 1 in Byram, and 1 in Canton. Call TCL Financial at 601-922-2825 or visit tclfinancialtaxservices.com. Wallace at the free throw line out of the timeout. Shoots a free throw and misses. Darius Williams with 28 points in this ball game. He has 7 3-pointers for the Panthers. And that's a shame.
That's something that you can't allow to happen. Darius Williams came into this ball game averaging 8.5 points a game. He is a high-volume scorer, though, someone who's very capable of doing what he's done here tonight.
PV 70, Jackson State 48. 9:40 to go. Blackston with it, and an offensive foul called on Blackston.
Yeah, Andrews wasn't set on that screen. Peanut was trying to keep Blackston on the left side of the floor, and Blackston tried to come back to his right, and the screener was not set.
The score is Prairie View 69, Jackson State 48. Tigers with the basketball. Howell goes in with the layup off the glass. It's good.
And good. Again, great execution by the Tigers out of the dead ball situation on the offensive end.
Tigers down 19. 69-50. Here's a shot for PV off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Wallace.
And like I said earlier, PV will allow you back in this ball game simply by the style of play they like to get after.
Spencer in the lane, shoots and misses.
PV's going to continue to play fast. They're going to continue to shoot quick shots, and they're going to pull the basketball out and try to grind you and slow it down just because they have a lead.
Blackston, in the meantime, splits the defense and puts it in for 2. Panthers up 71-50.
Blackston, who got out to a slow start, now in double figures for Prairie View. Again, second in the conference in scoring.
Peanut Ross with the basketball for Jackson State as Lemmy Howard and Javius McKinnis get set to come in for the Tigers. And they will off that turnover. Well, actually off that foul by JSU. And Spencer. Khalil Spencer picks up that foul. He'll come out of the ball game. Tigers trailing 71-50. It's a 21-point lead for PVU as they try to extend that lead. They have been deadly from beyond the arc in this ball game. That basket no good by the Panthers. They get the offensive rebound, went back up with it, no good. Rebound goes to Jackson State. Under 8 minutes to play. If JSU has a run in them, it has to start right now. Here's Wallace, puts it in, and he was fouled, but they're going to say it was an offensive foul, so the basket will not count.
Tigers have to take advantage of being in the bonus that early and have to realize that, try to get to the free throw line, stop this clock, and score some points.
7:50 left to go here in the second half. There's another timeout on the floor, and we'll take a timeout as well. The Panthers 71, the Tigers 50. This is the Tigers Sports Network. Hope Credit Union. All right, we're back at the Athletics and Assembly Center. Jackson State trailing the Panthers of Prairie View 71-50. On Monday night, the Tigers will take on the Texas Southern Tigers here at the Athletics and Assembly Center. And the I-55 Pizza Hut location is currently hiring for shift managers, delivery drivers, and cooks immediately. All college students and general applicants are encouraged to apply online at jobs.pizzahut.com. Walk-in interviews will be conducted at the store every Thursday. In the meantime, the Panthers score again out of the timeout to extend the lead to 73-50.
Again, there's just been no resistance defensively for us all night. And not sure what the cause of that is other than energy and effort. The scheme was right.
Three-point attempt from Lemmy Howard, no good. McKinnis with a rebound. The Panthers have led by as many as 26 in this ball game. They lead it now 73-50. Here's Wallace for three. No good. Panthers with the basketball. Under 7 to play here in the second half. These fans have been quiet all night. Trying to shoot it over McKinnis. That's not going to work. Jackson State with the rebound. Wallace. Nice look inside to McKinnis, and he was fouled on his way. Jackson State has cut the lead to 73-51. As the Tigers will inbound the basketball after that flagrant foul. Lemmy Howard has it with 12 to shoot. Under 7 minutes to go. A steal by the Panthers, and he flies all over the scores table on the opposite side, running into Charles, our photographer, and the PVU radio broadcast team. And he hit. He come over here at me like that. All right, Wallace in the lane. He was fouled on his way to the basket. And this will send Wallace to the line for Jackson State.
Prairie View has came in here and negated every aspect of home court advantage. The crowd not able to get into the game. And again, they're shooting this basketball in here, like you said, Rob, like this is their gym.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have let them have shoot around.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Should have took him to the TBLs. Wallace at the line. Shot a little bit too long. Missed it. Not getting back in the ball game, missing free throws, man. And we said in the Zaxby's pregame show that Prairie View's Achilles heel was free throw shooting, and that has not been the case tonight at all. They made free throws, three-pointers. They made shots everywhere.
Prairie View is the type of team that can come in and play any style you want to play. You know, if you slow them down and make them play in the half court on the offensive end, it's more beneficial to us. But again, they've gotten out to a great start and able to play the style of basketball that they want to play.
Wallace 1 of 2 from the line. Jackson State comes away with a steal. Tigers trail 73-52. Under 6 to go. Peanut Ross in the lane, missed a shot. 2 players fight for it, and is controlled by PVU. And a foul is going to be called on Howell of Jackson State with 5:45 left to go. Crowd not into this one tonight as the Tigers have trailed for much of the ball game. They trailed 50-29 at the half. Last lead for Jackson State was 5-4. At the line is Jones. He missed the free throw. He shot that like me. And he missed it. Brisby back in the ball game for the Tigers. They circle the ball around, down low along the left baseline now. Howell, he gives it back to Lemmy for 3, and it's good. Why doesn't he do that more often?
Opportunity has to be there. He can't shoot the basketball. Good drive and pitch back by Chris Howell.
Tigers trail 73-55. What a block by McKinnis. Nice transition move by the Tigers, and Wallace with the layup. And the Tigers may have a little life right now.
And again, Javius McInnes, the rim protector, being in the basketball game, playing with 4 fouls.
He leads the league in block shots, and he just had a big one right there. And he's just a freshman. If he's not the defensive player of the year in the SWAC.
The defensive player of the year and maybe newcomer of the year.
So William Brown picks up that foul. The Tigers trail 73-57.
Terry Blackstone shooting 1 and 1.
Jackson State down 16. Can they make a run? Blackson's free throw is good. Jackson State trailing PV 74-57. Blackson's second free throw attempt is no good. McInnes with the rebound for the Tigers. It's a chance for JSU to make a move here in the second half. Tigers down 17 now. Here's Lemmy Howard with another three-point attempt. It's no good, but he was fouled. Lemmy will go to the line to shoot 3.
And that ball was down and out. Good ball movement by the Tigers, breaking the press. Lemmy Howard with an opportunity to cut this lead here to 14.
So Lemmy Howard at the line for the Tigers with 3 free throws. Hits the first. Lemmy out of Belzoni, Mississippi. The lead is down to 16. Lemmy trying to cut it to 15. And he does. Lemmy can cut it to 14 with this free throw. And still plenty of time left. 4:31. Coach Smith getting a little bit nervous right now. Looking at the clock with his arms folded, and he got his suit off again. And Lemmy cuts. Oh, he missed the third free throw. So Jackson State trails now 74-59. It's a 15-point lead for PVU. Dennis Johnson slicing his way in, now kicks it out. 17 to shoot for the Panthers, almost stolen by Wallace. Oh, that could have been a travel, but no call. Another block by McInnes. Oh, my goodness. And he stands and admires his work in the backcourt. He's standing and he's looking at PVU like, well, what you want me to do? He's amazing, man.
And I'm not sure why they even keep attacking in the same manner. Nobody has came aggressive at him at all. He's that intimidating with his long arms and his athleticism. And he's sending away shots that are usually surefire two-point baskets.
And he has to calm it down. He's talking to the coach of PVU, and Jackson State with a chance to cut it to 13, but Howell missed the free throw. They can cut it to 14 with this free throw by Howell. That McInnes is amazing. Howell missed them both. We got a lane violation.
Violation, Prairie View.
Are they call another foul on PVU?
No, a lane violation,
Okay.
so Chris Howell get another attempt as that second free throw was off the mark as well. So 3 shots at it.
So Chris Howell at the free throw line, trying to cut the lead down to 14. And he does not. He missed all 3 free throws. You're not going to get back into a ball game missing free throws, man. 4 minutes to go here in the second half. Tigers down 15 points to the Panthers. PV, the #1 team in the conference. They've only lost 1 conference game this year. Here's a three-point attempt from the top, and it's in and out. No good. Rebound by Prairie View, and they keep it alive, and they can chew up some more clock. And that's exactly what they're going to do.
Devontae Patterson, when he's in the game, he's around the rim every time a shot goes up by PV, and he's getting his hand on every basketball, just tipping it out and keeping that ball alive for PV.
Wallace commits a foul, and we have another timeout on the floor with 3:33 left to go. Jackson State trailing 74-59. We're back after this 1-minute break on the Tiger Radio Network.
Over here, to your left, to your right, back to your left. No, behind you, keep going. No, to your left, to the right, outside, on the parkway, on J.R. Lynch. No, they're over here, keep going, come on, you get closer. You're cold, you're warm, turn to the left, to the right. You're not gonna find anybody. You're not gonna find anybody. Y'all help the Tiger out. He's trying to find the baby Tigers. Help him out. Is he getting closer? Is he anywhere near the baby Tigers?
And welcome back. Jackson State trailing 74-59 this season. JSU basketball brought to you in part by TCL Financial and Tax Services, where they just don't do taxes, they know taxes. They have 4 locations to gladly serve you, 2 in Jackson, 1 in Byram, and 1 in Canton. Call TCL Financial at 601-922-2825 or visit TCLFinancialTaxServices.com. And if you are in the market for a job, the I-55 Pizza Hut location is currently hiring for shift managers, delivery drivers, and cooks immediately. All you have to do is log on to jobs.pizzahut.com. Free throw is missed by PVU out of the timeout. Jackson State 74, PV 59. Leading the way for the Panthers, Darius Williams with 28 points. And Jones, 1 of 2 from the line to extend the lead to 75-59. That's a 16-point lead for PV. Do the Tigers have another run in them?
We're going to see right here.
Here's Brisby for 3, and it's good, and that's what they needed.
And that's good ball movement. Again, once they break the press, understanding just to settle down. The press is meant to speed you up, but once you get into half court, you can settle into your sets, into your plays.
Jackson State has cut it to 13. Panthers have led by as many as 26 in this ball game. Here's a three-pointer for PV. It's in and out, no good, but they get the offensive rebound. And they'll chew up some more clock. Wow, Tigers needed that after that stop.
Absolutely right. Again, offensive rebounds killing us at crucial points in the game when we're fighting and clawing back into the ball game.
And Dennis Jones out high with it, just on dribbling the basketball. Now he penetrates against Lemmy, puts it up, no good, rebounded by Howell. Here comes Jackson State, ahead to Wallace, and he tried to lob it and was taken out of the air by Javante Patterson of Prairie View.
And you have to know time and possession. This is not time for showtime. You're trying to get back in the basketball game. And like I said earlier, you have to take advantage of transition opportunities.
Coming up on 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Prairie View by 13, 75-62. And a steal by Lemmy Howard. Under 2 to go now for Jackson State. They have to move quickly. Howell, and he scores, cutting the lead to 11.
Chris Howell able to attack and score that ball with his left hand on the right side of the basketball goal.
The lead for PV is down to 11. A minute 36 to go, and Coach Brent calls a timeout.
You know, Coach Brent signaled for Benji Wallace to foul. He's going to try to extend this game down 11 with a minute 36 left. That's technically only about 2 or 3 possessions if you count the 30-second shot clock down for PV. So they were going to hold and just play down to the last shot. So Coach Brent is going to try to extend this basketball game and play the fouling game.
And he put the good man to foul on the line. That's Dennis Jones, who has had trouble from this spot.
The problem with that foul is it fouls Benji Wallace out of the game.
Jones hits the free throw, extending the lead to 12.
But that was exactly the man you wanted to foul, and Benji Wallace just happened to be the closest guy to him.
Jones' second free throw is no good. The lead is 12 with a minute 33 to go. It's a 4-possession game. Risby almost lost it. Keeps it alive. And there's Javius McKinnis underneath, and he scores. Lead is down to 10. PV almost loses it in backcourt. They finally get it into the front court with 1:10 to go. And Jesse Love fouls Blackston out high, so this may not be a bad foul. As Blackston will go to the foul line for PVU.
Blackston shooting 66% from the free throw line.
He's 1 of 2 tonight. Blackston shoots and hits. That extends the lead to 11, 77-66. He missed the second one. A minute to go here in this ball game. And that may do it because the Tigers turn it over. Jackson State looking at a 3-game losing streak. Heading into Monday night's game against Texas Southern. PV just jumped out on JSU in the first half, and Jackson State was never able to recover. 40 seconds to go. Blackston with it in the lane. Pulls up, shoots, and hits. PV 79, Jackson State 66. A valiant effort on the comeback for the Tigers. Just were never able to cut it to single digits.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Rob. And it started from the beginning of the first half, where they just came out and were tougher than we were and seemed to want the basketball game more than we did. The guys did a great job of trying to fight back into the basketball game, but when you're playing against a championship caliber ball club and you're fighting to win a championship yourself, you can't give away halves.
All right, 14 seconds left, down to 13, and that will do it as the Panthers will just dribble this away. Prairie View comes in as they remain in first place in the conference as they move to 10-1 with this 79-66 win. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back with the post-game show. After this, again, the final score, PV 79, Jackson State 66. This is the Tiger Sports Network. Yeah, there we go.
Put the thing on right.
All right, Trey. You got everything? You got everything? In your glass? It's your Jack? Okay. Oh, man. I think that's the last one. And welcome back to the Athletics and Assembly Center on the Zaxby's postgame show. Joining me now is Jackson State head men's basketball coach Wayne Brent. And Coach, just your thoughts on this game. I know this is not the way you wanted things to be. Prairie View just came out, red hot.
You know, I thought they came out and played really aggressive. I thought they took the game to us. I thought they had us going backwards on offense. We couldn't get into a groove. They had us going toward our end. And I think on offense, I thought they were free-flowing. I thought Darius Williams shot the ball extremely well in the first half. He may have had 23 points. And I thought Dennis Jones did a great job of just running their team, getting them in what they were trying to get into.
Well, Coach, you had 4 guys in double figures. One of those players, Lemmy Howard, led your team with 17 points, and I know that's a guy that you want to get involved in the offense.
You know, Lemmy has been playing better. The thing with him, he's coming along well. He was 6 for 11 from the field. He was 2 for 4 from the three-point line, and we just got to continue to keep him playing better. We got to get some other guys playing better, but we just got to go back to the drawing board and just go back to the basic fundamentals.
What one thing do you think you can point at, Coach? I see where they scored 25 points off turnovers in this game.
No, I thought they were pressure. I thought they pressured us into doing some things that we didn't want to do. I thought they tried to speed us up, and that's what we struggled at. I thought they forced us into doing some stuff that we just wasn't comfortable doing, and it made us turn the ball over, and then they scored out of it, and it gave them confidence.
Well, Coach, I know you'll turn this thing around, and it'll start on Monday night against Texas Southern. Best of luck to you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Coach Wayne Brent, Jackson State head men's basketball coach. The Tigers fall to Prairie View 79-66. Tonight's game has been a presentation of Jackson State University. President Dr. William Bynum Jr., Director of Athletics Ashley Robinson, and the Chair of the Department of Journalism and Media Studies, Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony. Our technical director has been Bill Wilson. Back in the studio, this is Rob J. for Trey Johnson and Don Wosley, as we say so long from the Athletics and Assembly Center. Again, the final score, Prairie View 79, Jackson State 66. Join us back again on Monday when the Tigers play Texas Southern here at the AAC. And you can hear it all on the Tiger Radio Network. So long, everybody.